what's going on, everybody? It's your boy Rail back with another review, man. Oh, look at this. Do you hear this? Oh, the sound. It's back, man. Oh, I couldn't take it no more. I refused to give y'all this review anything less than when it comes to the audio. I mean, goddamn. I had remembered that I know how to splice a few wires. I know how to do that. Just had to go get some electrical tape, some of them little splicing joints, and voila, we here. I will not be stopped. Your boy, come on, clap it up for real, man. The mic is back. Oh, and so is House of the Dragon. Oh, first off, man, salute to the Discord gang. I peeked in there for a second. It's already going up. When that House of the Dragon drop, from the first hour before it drop, it goes down. And then afterwards, it lights up yet again. Oh, I love it in there. And you would too, if you join. Salute to those that's going to be listening to this on Spotify and Apple Podcasts. Welcome. And of course, you, the viewer. If this is your first time, if you said, yo, House of the Dragon, a review? Yeah, I'll press play. If this is your first time, come on in. But let me warn you. If this is your first time listening to Rail, all right? Buckle in. I don't know shit about no lore. All these channels is flooded with House of the Dragon after the episode drop. People that have read books. A book? No, I'm not reading that. No, I consume straight television, so I don't know. So if you're looking for a lore, this ain't the place. If you're looking at somebody at least going to get the names right, this probably ain't the place. But if you're looking just for some real conversation, just regular talk, and a few giggles, then god damn it, this is the place to do it. And welcome. And all my people that's returning, all right, if you haven't hit the sub, do that now. You feel me? And like. I got a lot of competition out there. I looked for my goddamn channel. I looked for my own page. I typed in House. I typed in my whole title. The whole title of this. My last one. I had to go to damn near another page before I found myself. But that's cool. I'm not mad. That just means I got to work harder. And the people that love and support me got to smash that like button so my algorithms can fly up. We trying to be number 3. You type in House of the Dragon, I want Rail to at least be in the top 5 search engines. We can do it. We got a whole season to go. But anyway, let's get into it. Now, we know that a little less than 6 months have went past since the last episode. That is the timeline we in. Right? So, and apparently in that time, Rhaenyra and Viserys has not spoken. The king and his daughter has not spoken. Just a few words. Because, you know what I'm saying, Rhaenyra feels like he didn't give a shit. He was only thirsty for that son. He was more sad about the son than his actual wife, her mother. Meanwhile, she's all broken up about it. So there's just a little disconnect there. But you know who's been holding the king down for these trying times? Oh, a nice little pretty face in the form of Otto's daughter. That's right, the same best friend of Rhaenyra. Maybe the only friend. That's the only one Rhaenyra speaks to. And that seems to be the only one the king speaks to. So that's already shaping up to be something nasty. And it's even worse because they're not smashing. This ain't sexual for the king. He's able to let his guard down with her. He's able to not be king, which is what I got from him this episode. See, I was mad at him the way he did his wife last episode. I was kind of I was like, oh, I could see me liking him as king. He seems reasonable. He ain't on no tyrant shit. Everybody gets a say at the small council. You know what I'm saying? Everybody get their shit off. And prime example, Corlys comes barging in like he don't know everything's about to get discussed. We do these small councils like 2-3 times a week. Like, come on. Come on, my guy. So Corlys busts in the door, extra zesty, a little bit spicy. He don't know what the fuck the conversation is about, nor does he give a shit. All right? There's some psychopath named the Crab King we seen in the first scene, which was excellent. I don't even, do crabs eat like meat? That made me really rethink, crab legs. I'm like, I don't know. They do this to people? This is possible? So the Crab King is feeding Corlys soldiers, his seamen. That was crazy. That's got to be another word for that. For people that work on that boat, that was crazy what I just said. Wow. For his employees of the ships, of the wooden horses, if you would. So yeah, the Crab King is on bullshit. He is singling him out. It's some Free State shit versus the power. It seems to be Free State versus the crown. And anybody tactical, especially back in those days, even today, knows that a lot of wars are won on the sea. Sea is where, especially in those times, 98% of trade is done. Oh, you started a village? You growing this, but you need this? No problem. A ship will come with that same thing you need. And in return, you send us some fruit and you can send us some yeast. And now we all living through trade and barter. But it takes a ship. And Corlys is the king of that. That is his business. And everything runs off of that. So you affect that. You affect the money. You affect the whole realm. You start fucking with a nigga's trade on the sea. That's it. Towns will be sent to just rot, destroyed. No respect for the king. Uprising. All type of bad shit. The Crab King knows it. And he's acting. So Corlys is tight. Fucking white hair, white dreads swinging in the wind behind him as he slams the door, right? He's like, look, goddammit, I told y'all last time about this fucking triarchy. Now they've attacked my ships. At first, they was taking out pirates, so I was cool with that. But I thought that they was somebody to watch out for. But now this nigga, the Crab King, now he's not only is he fucking with my well-being and my men, but he's feeding them alive to crabs. And people are talking shit about me, about my driftwood, about the state of the driftwood. Like, no. I need something to be done. King, give me an army, something. And like I said about last episode, the king is not a real wartime dude. I don't think that makes him a weak king. A lot of people sees weakness in that, not jumping to war. You know what I mean? And I can see that in certain aspects. Like, there's only so much disrespectful shit you could take. But technically, the Crab King is not making a attack to the throne, to the realm, to what actually runs the shit. He's fucking with somebody who has a trade of the sea and is a member on your council. Nothing that would really, truly enlist an act of war, especially if it could be avoided. And, Corlys ain't trying to hear that shit. And Otto is shutting him up, reminding him of his place, reminding him, like, you're acting a little uppity. Corlys is the uppity Negro as far as Otto's concerned. He don't like, hey, just because you're a member of the council, my guy, does not make you equal to the king. Otto is a sneaky snake motherfucker, boy. He'll take L's. Like he took this episode. He'll take L's. But every fucking time he takes L's, he gets a major W at the end. We'll get into Otto later. So the king is like, bro, we'll take care of it. Just relax. We'll work something out. It's not war shit. And Rhaenyra jumps in like, hey, I'll tell you what. How about a few of us dragon riders run out there and just flex a little bit? We ain't got a Dracarys. We don't have to set a blaze to shit. But I tell you one thing. Motherfuckers start questioning whether they gonna feed niggas to crabs once dragons come. And I said, hey, that's fair. I know if I was raiding ships and feeding dudes to crabs, motherfuckers fly up on the dragon, hey, you got it. You won't hear another peep out of me. Because the dragon death does not look fun And it doesn't look like I'm gonna have a fair advantage versus a dragon. So I'm not finna fight a losing battle. So I thought she had the right plan. Corlys liked what he heard. But the king shut her up because he's looking at her like his little girl. That's his daughter, who we find out is 15. We're getting ages now. And I think we got ages because nasty shit is afoot. Right? I was rolling with Corlys until I couldn't. Now, what is the big theme of this episode that was happening? Right? The king is to be rewed. A little less than half a year that went past, I guess, in Westeros. That's like the morning time is over. Like, you have a kingly duty. And in this episode, I really felt for Viserys. Like, I never even thought I would say that sentence, because that name is tied to such a nasty, nasty individual. Not this dude. He's not so nasty. Last episode, I questioned him. But this one, he won me back. So this Viserys, you know. But yeah, I kind of pity him. Being king ain't easy. Everybody has something they want from you. Everybody. Nobody is there looking out for you at all. What can I get about this king? Even his most trusted allies have their own secret agendas. And he has to be aware of that. But everybody can agree on one thing. And that's you got to get married. You know, he's able to dodge a few things. He could dodge this, he could do that, but when everybody is united with one cause, and that's to fucking him to get remarried, then this is something he has to do. So, and as far as Rhaenyra is concerned with this whole situation, the king he feels like it's too soon. He doesn't want to do it. He hasn't even mended his relationship with his daughter. So I'm respecting him on all fronts in these things. But when he got tired of her, he sent her to go, you know, like, I understand you want to be useful. So how about you go pick my king's guard? Which I think is a big deal. Because you're picking a man that's going to protect your father. That's a huge role. That's a huge ask. Because if this dude is able to be paid off for a few shillings, and now you got a dead dad, you fucked it up. You had one job. Right? And she went there because Otto stepped in when she came up with the plan of the Dragon Riders. He was the first one to jump on that plan. He's not. Rhaenyra and Otto. Otto has a lot of beef. It looks like Otto versus Rhaenyra, Otto versus Corlys, and now Otto versus Daemon. But it doesn't matter. You can have all those ops when your main man in your pocket is the king. So he's able to move with that type of impunity. And that's what I don't like about him. Because he's not getting this off, like, on his own volition. Like, you know, ain't nobody fearful of Otto. You feel me? He talk real tough because his mans is the king. And that's the shit I don't respect. That's that shit I don't like. By the great words of the chiefest of Keefers, Lord Chief Keef of Oblakian. That is what thy doesn't like. Right? Now, so she goes, and, you know, Otto was like, yeah, this should be simple. I'm going to go get another one of my mans in the place I want. You know, because he probably has, I 100% know that Otto had some backdoor deal with one of these families if he persuades the king to go with they people as the king's guard. Like, I'm almost 1,000% certain. But Rhaenyra is her own person. She has been vastly underestimated this entire episode, and she checks a lot of powerful boxes this episode. She makes her move. This episode. But everybody is introducing themselves. Oh yeah, you know, I stopped a few motherfuckers from stealing some furs and some seal oil. She's like, okay, great. This other dude did a good job doing something that didn't matter. And she's like, yo, who fought? Who knows what it's like to fight another human being? I don't know. In case somebody tries to outwardly attack my father, I'd like somebody who caught some bodies already. Is there anybody? Oh, you damn right. Sir Kristen Cole. She's like, oh, yeah. Gave him a little conversation, said, that's my guy. Then Otto tried to do his little snake shit. She ignored it. And off into the distance, checking out her moves, is Princess Rhaenyra, the queen that never was. That's a hard title. I like the sound of it. I mean, the meaning to her, she probably doesn't like it. It's like fuck. It's a constant reminder that she could have been queen, and she should have been. And it's just like, I don't like that, but I guess it's kind of when you own the name, it's like at least they thought I would have been good enough to be queen, so consolation prize. But I saw her checking her out, seeing how the new heir is gonna hold things down because Rhaenyra's one step closer to doing something that she was unable to. And that conversation was held between them two. Princess Rhaenyra and Rhaenyra had a little 1-2. And I gotta say, I liked Rhaenyra. I liked the way she held herself down. Because Rhaenyra was definitely applying pressure. Like, you don't even know shit. Like, you just think that because you're the heir, these people bending the knee, all that's groovy. They will see this shit burn before they let a woman take charge. And I think that was good advice. I do like when she was talking a little spicy to Rhaenyra. She said, if you're trying to upset me, I gotta tell you, you're not doing a very good job. I could care less what you think. So Rhaenyra showed Rhaenyra, that Princess Rhaenyra, that she ain't no hoe. Like, I got this position. And yeah, you wasn't chosen, but that was then, this is now. So, and that's a bit of her youth talking, for sure. But I like it. I like it. Because she's right. And she's letting her know, like, hey, but your father's got to get married. And that means he's gonna have more children, more than likely. Now, what they don't know is that my nigga Viserys is falling apart. That shit that was growing on his back has now moved to his digits, his fingers. This nigga is rotting away like he's being zombified. So I don't know what the fuck is going on. There's theories that it's the chair that cut him. Somebody said ancient tetanus or some shit. I don't know. The Iron Throne may have caused these things. I am not going to argue that because I have no other theory. So that works for me. But it seems like he's on borrowed time. So this whole having a new heir, I don't know if he's going to be, I don't know if his stroke is going to be there to provide that kid. Like, he's not the healthiest dude right now. Nigga's about to go from 10 to 9 fingers. So I don't know. I don't know. I'm almost thinking, like, is somebody fucking poisoning him? Like, I don't know. I think it might be somebody I don't know. But another big part about this whole marriage thing, because this was the huge thing. Who is the king gonna marry? So the thing I like about Viserys is he clearly saw that Corlys was tight, that he was pissed, and he knows how powerful Corlys is. He's the sea Lord of the Sea or some shit like that. He has a large title. He's got the largest fleet. He's that guy. So you need him, right? So I like how the king took him from the small council because he knew that the king knew he couldn't speak openly to Corlys like he wants to because, Otto and then the Grand Meister and all these motherfuckers is watching. So he held a little meeting of the minds with Corlys and Princess Rhaenyra. And Corlys lets him know, like, oh, I tell you what, this is what's happening. You got crab kings feeding motherfuckers. You got Daemon. Apparently, we're gonna talk about Daemon. You got Daemon taking Dragonstone, and then taking his gold cloaks with him. Then you got fucking the Triarchy, the Free States, uniting and doing shit. It's looking bad for you. And then you named a woman as your heir. Some shit that has never been ever done. It's looking bad for you in these streets. I like Viserys. He was like, man, you painting one hell of a picture. And I can't, because a lot of things, especially when it's in times like that, perception means a lot. One would say 100% of the shit that goes down is done because of the perception of things. So if this is how Corlys sees things, Viserys is like, this is a possibility that a lot of people see this. Now, I know how it really is, but okay. So what's the plan? How do we fix this? Me running down there, murdering a lot of people. Is this what's going to fix it? Is this what you're telling me? It's no way to avoid this but go to war. And he said, well, if you don't want to face a storm, we could go around it. I say, you marry my daughter. At first, when he was saying Princess Lena, I didn't know who the fuck Princess Lena was. I'm thinking like she's a close member to the family. I didn't know. I didn't know. I just knew he wasn't talking about his little girl that was at the tournament. But that turns out that's exactly what he did. And I'm like, Corlys, that is some nasty, nasty shit. The meeting with Viserys and Lena, it looked like he's walking with his niece, his little black niece. And and it's so disgusting because she just wants to talk about dragons because she's a little kid. She's like, hey, where you think Rhaegar is? Huh? Where you think she's nesting? Where you think she's sleeping? And I heard that this was with the dragon. The little girl just loves dragons. And he's like, oh my fucking God, this is nasty. He's looking back like, is people letting me do this? Am I supposed to, what? Is this the only option? This little... And Corlys is just sitting there proud like, yes, yes. And then the little girl spits her daddy's nasty words out her mouth like, I'm going to bear you many children and we're going to be a powerful house, the Valerians and Targaryens. And I'm just like, ew. But I like Viserys. He was like, are these your daddy's words? It sounds like it. And she's like, maybe a little bit. Because no little girl's going to outsmart it, of course. She's like, okay, but what does your mama say? The mama's just as nasty. Mama said, I don't have to lay with you at least until I'm 14. And I'm like, oh, God. Oh, it's just a nasty world back then. But that was just nasty back then. One would say in real history, though, people were dying out at the age of like if you reached the age of 35, you were like old. You were considered old. Because back then there wasn't the medicines, there wasn't all the shit we have now to prolong life. So yes, people were getting married very young. Queens were often 13, 12, 14, some kings even. So yes, but that's because at 35 then, you were considered like, it was like you were aging in dog years back then. So yes, on paper to us, it's quite nasty. And now that we have to watch it, it is still quite nasty. And Corlys is disgusting. And so is his wife. I don't give a shit because they are a lot older than 35. Them motherfuckers, you don't get them grays, okay? Don't try to sell me on that. She is walking with some great grandfather right now, like fucking Corlys. But yeah, so he's dealing with that. But he's finding through all his stress, Alicent is there with him. He's showing her his little train collection. The king is just a big kid. He's like, look at what I built. I got these little houses. And the king loves history. That's like my favorite part about him. Hearing his stories about Valyria, I'm like, tell me more. So apparently, in Valyria, like, there were thousands of dragons. Dragons were pigeons, right? And then there was these large cities, and Valyria looks like, can we get a Valyria after this? If we're going to let's just prequel this shit out. Valyria is where I want to go next. So HBO Max, Game of Thrones, G.R. Martin, whatever the fuck your name is, take us to Valyria. Also, side note, as we're talking about the history, does anybody discuss the intro to Game of Thrones? I mean, to House of Dragon? You remember how Game of Thrones was like how the houses would raise up? We went to the Starks, they showed the sigil. Everything's get built, right? This one, there's blood. And I was noticing, maybe I'm crazy. Maybe y'all let me know. But certain sigils of certain places were getting flooded with blood. And then certain places, the blood was fueling other like houses. It was building it up. So the blood would overrun certain ones, but give life to other ones. And I wonder, as we watch and we see House Hightower and House Cole and all these other places, are these just going to be the overrun blood ones, and this is going to be the rise? Are we going to get the rise of House Targaryen? The rise of Starks, Lannisters, all that. Something to think about. And I'm pretty sure y'all got the answer. But yeah, Real be peeping certain things. Like, give me my flowers. But anyway, we're back. So like I said, he was finding you know, his comfort with Alicent. So I saw where this was headed. I was like, oh, this is not sexual. He's really feeling her. And she was nervous of him, but she's really feeling him. And it's not, and I don't think it's out of duty for her father. Alicent is really on that, I think. I'm thinking that. Otto was like, yeah, my plan is coming together, but I don't know. Hot take is Alicent might get her father up out of here. I don't know why I feel that way, but that's what I got. That's the feeling I'm getting between them two. So, yeah, I might be crazy, but that's a hot take right there. Um, and in that same conversation, the king wants to know how to talk to his daughter. And they end up doing that. They end up having a certain conversation. They rebuild and shit. But we gotta talk about Daemon before we go any further. Your boy Daemon. He was wilding out. He was wilding. And so apparently, I thought that the gold cloak stayed. I thought that was gonna be like a little, like a possible way to infiltrate the Westeros, keep them enlisted as gold cloaks, just leave them there, but give secret orders from someplace else. No, not Daemon. Daemon took his dragon. He stole an egg that was meant for the king's deceased son. I said, oh, Daemon is nasty. On paper, I thought Daemon was with the shits. I'm like, oh, Daemon is on one. He is not going. I thought Daemon was on one. He took the gold cloaks, took a dragon's egg, took Dragonstone, and he's like, and then invited the king to the wedding. I said, the balls on Daemon. So now they all discussing what to do about it. Rhaenyra's like, which dragon egg? Not my little brother's? What? Oh, say less. And then she dipped. Okay, cool. She's like, I got this. All right. And now the king is pissed. He's hot. And then he's talking about marrying a whore. He's already married. We forgot he has a lady wife. Daemon has he has a lady wife from the Vale that he's not too attracted to. But he took a whore as his new wife, and she's supposedly pregnant and got the egg. So Daemon is doing nasty work. But only to find out, this is the part that kills me, right? So the king is up in arms. He's like, fuck this. I'm about to go handle this myself. This nigga done lost his mind. No. Otto steps up and say, no, my king, this is too dangerous. Daemon, thou'st on one. He is on one. I can't have you risking your life. I'm going to jump in front of this bullet. Otto goes out there, take Kristen Cole, right? And about 20 other dudes. And they meet up on a bridge. Now, the only thing I don't like, Otto got his shit off. Called his girl a whore several times. Threatened that any act of war here is a war against the house, against the kingdom. So is that where you're trying to take it? And then they had their swords out. Like, fuck it. Daemon was like, fuck it. I could take Otto out right here. But then in walks the dragon. What I didn't understand, though, is their shock and awe. Like, Otto, bitch, like, the dragon comes out, and Otto's like, oh, damn. His face was like, oh, there's a dragon. And he's not happy about us pulling swords out on Daemon. And it was the look of everybody's face like, holy shit, there's the dragon. Like, bruh, did nobody consider this when y'all pulled up? Did you thought you was just finna threaten him with a few dudes and that was gonna be it? How could we forget some 700-foot reptile with wings? I'm so confused. So they all looking shocked and all on the bridge like, oh, god damn it. That's right, he has a dragon. Fuck. All right, everybody put your swords up. Put your swords up, he's got this one. And as Otto's getting ready to pack it in, here comes Rhaenyra. Talking Valyrian. I like Targaryen. What is she talking? Targaryen or Valyrian? Valyrian, right? Yeah, okay. She come and reminds her uncle, yo, you took my crib. Dragonstone is mine. You took my little brother's egg. This feels like you just attacking me. Like I had something to do with you and my father falling off. But if that's how you feel, I'm right here. I'm the one. I'm the heir. Hell, you kill me, it's all yours. There's only one left. So go ahead. And Damon's looking like, oh shit, this little girl. And right there, when he turned around, tossed her the egg and dipped, I said, yo, Damon ain't shit but about a bluff. That was all a bluff. Before, on paper, I thought Damon was coming with the shits. I thought he was going to be the antagonist. I thought he was going to be the problem. For sure. And I mean, at the end of the episode, it kind of looks that way, but, you know. But right then and there, I'm like, oh, shit. And Rhaenyra did two things. Bitched up her uncle and showed Otto like, bruh, move. Hold my beer. And I flew off on my dragon because I knew you couldn't get it done. All you assholes out here with not a dragon to your name. So salute to Rhaenyra for having some goddamn common sense. I'll be thinking just like she thinking. Oh, we got problems with the Crab King? Let's send some dragons. I'm like, yeah, that works. Oh, you finna link up with Daemon and threaten him? Is anybody grabbing a dragon? Who got the keys to the Ford F-150 dragon? Who? Nobody? You're just gonna roll out there on horseback with some swords? So Rhaenyra seems to be the only one with some goddamn common sense. And she also earned the respect of her father. Her father was like, I told you not to do this, but you did get the job done. And it made him happy to see that he chose her as his heir. And he's like, I got to give her more responsibilities. And I need to open up with her more. She's just like her mom. You know, so they have that heart to heart. And he finally has that, you know, that talk where like, I'm gonna have to be remarried. And I don't want to split us apart. And she's like, no, you gotta do what you gotta do for the crown, for the kingdom, for Westeros. I'm with it. Do what you gotta do. But what that nigga didn't do, what he did do is omit a few facts. He knew that night he wasn't marrying that little girl. He knew he wasn't Woody Allen. He knew he wasn't finna raise a wife. He wasn't gonna go, tuck his wife into bed and read her tales of Valeria for fucking 4 years before he could smash. Like, no, he knew he wasn't doing that. He knew he was finna grab this Alicent. And he knew that was Rhaenyra's only friend. But yet and still, comes to the table after weighing all options, talking to his mans like, yo, everybody tell him like, yo, but I know it's nasty. And the king's like, but she's 12, man. And this boy is like, she's going to grow up. I'm like, oh, the filth. But I mean, on paper, as far as things go, he could avoid a lot of problems if he married that little girl. So, I mean, that's going to turn around and bite him in the ass, clearly. Because the Crab King is about to be moving around with impunity for a little bit. And that's going unchecked. And now he's pissed off Corlys because he's chosen Alicent. He's pissed off his daughter, who he just reconnected with, because he didn't want to keep it a buck with her. And she's the one that's actually making power moves low key. So, I don't know. It's looking bad for him. But Otto looked quite pleased with himself. That's what I'm saying. He took an L on that bridge because Daemon treated his life and Rhaenyra had to save it. And he took an L with Rhaenyra about choosing the King's Guard. And even Corlys got a little spicy with him. So he was taking a few L's. Graham Meister was agreeing with Corlys. Otto didn't like it. But at the end of it all, his daughter got chosen to be the new queen, which puts the High Towers in a prominent position, and he looking just pleased with himself. Like I said, that man Otto, he'll take some L's, but god damn it, will he get the W, and it'll mean something. I can't wait to see what happened to the High Towers, because they had to have got wiped out. They weren't in fucking the Westeros we come to grow and love. So what happened to him? And there was talk about the Iron Island, so we're going to see some Greyjoy action. I think we're going to see more Crab King next episode. That's my hot take. We're going to see some other... Dude, I'm looking for some other people. I want to see some enemies. I want to see some criminals outside of Westeros. I got a good grip on what's going on here. And then when they showed the Crab King's face, I said, oh, he looks like a formidable opponent. It doesn't look like he's going to live long. He's clearly afflicted with something. Something that can't be good for life. You know, and he's nailing people to crosses. I like the visuals in this. The visuals are A1. I'm giving this a 12 out of 10. I like this episode. I like the way the crabs ate people. I like the way the clouds moved. When Rhaenyra came to save their ass on that bridge, that was so dope. Just that little smoke going, whoosh, and then out jumps out a dragon. I said, oh, that was beautiful. They spent some money. Well spent, people. They're doing a good job. Goddamn great episode, too. I got to give it to them. But to wrap this up, so Corlys is spitting to Daemon, giving him opportunity. Basically, look, you lost to Rhaenyra on that bridge. You look like a hoe. You look like a little crybaby. And I'm like, yeah, you know. And we find out how Corlys made his ends. He got it from the mud. You know, brother to a king, just like Daemon. So now he's letting Daemon know, like, yo, you got to carve out your own path. You could start by helping me out, ridding me of these motherfuckers that's trying to attack my money, which is going to be bigger problems. And get the respect of the people. Be shown in a different light. Not some dude that just marries random whores and steals dragon eggs, because that's your MO right now. And if that's how you want to be seen, by all means. But if you want to make a foothold into something that matters, something that counts, get down with me. And then I'll be, you know, so I could see them two teaming up could be nasty. But I do like that Daemon will not take no disrespect to his brother from nobody. Only I could talk about my brother. And that doubles down. Daemon does not want to hurt his brother. He just knows that he's not a good king. I would argue that his brother is a good king. Just because he's not quick to shed blood does not make him soft. Because he was ready to ride down there on your ass before Otto showed up. And he wasn't looking like nobody to fuck with when you was in front of him, when he threatened to cut your tongue out. So the king ain't quite the bitch that Daemon is painting him out to be. But there's love there. So Daemon is not a complete piece of shit. Corlys is. He's willing to whore out his fucking 10-year-old daughter, and he's willing to team up with motherfuckers behind they back to take some shit over. Because it's not going to stop at the Crab King. We know Corlys got some other shit up his sleeve. Him and Princess Rhaenyra. So those two are somebody to look out for. But goddamn, this was a good episode. But yeah, get them comments, man. Let me know your hot take. What you got happening next episode? What you see coming? Is it war? This episode we're gonna end on a war, is it some huge cliffhanger? Are we gonna see some more mystical shit? They keep alluding to it. I don't know. And don't give me none of that shit you read out the book, man. No, purge yourself of it. Watch this show and tell me what you think the directors and the producers, tell me what the writers, which direction they're headed in. All right? And stamp your name by it. Don't say, oh, one or two things could happen. I think that, man, stand on it. This is about to happen. Be wrong. Real has no problem. Be wrong. All right? And with that, man, protect your health, yourself, your wealth, man. Your boy Real is out of here. Peace. Yo, I know I don't need no introduction, but y'all know who it is, man. It's your boy Hollywood Real. And I appreciate you for sliding through and watching these videos. But you know what I need from you? All right, if you ain't already, I need you to like this and subscribe this, man. We at 1,000 trying to get to 2, all right? Push it for your boy. Get them algorithms up. So when it come to that subscribe button,